Namassarvebhyaha Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. We will start the class with chanting the Prasthana Shlokas. Krishno Rakshadumang Chara Chara Guruhu Krishna Namasyamyaham Krishne Namara Shatravo Vinikataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samutthidam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhaktira Chanchalasto Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyan Namaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Mrutaduke Namaha Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanura Martanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnau Vande Jagat Gurum. Sarvesham Punaswagatam.
Bharat Mahodaya.
Yatha kashasthito nityam.
Yatha kashasthito nityam. Yatha kashasthito nityam.
Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Vayu sarvatra go mahan. Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Tatha sarvani bhutani.
Tatha sarvani bhutani. Tatha sarvani bhutani.
Matsthani tyupadharaya.
Matsthani tyupadharaya. Matsthani tyupadharaya.
So here, Akasha is there. Akasha, that is the space. So the wind is blowing, mighty wind is blowing everywhere. It exists in the Akasha. So, Akasha is the origin, and it also supports all the other, all these space supports all the elements like Vayu, the earth, the water, the Agni, etc. Everything Akash is supporting. At the same time, it remains unattached to the elements. There may be a fire raging, but space is not attached to it. It is always there, imperishable. It is always there. And after fire is gone, it is again, Akasha is similar only. So it has not been affected at all by this. So even so, the manifested universe that has come forth from Brahman causes no modification or mutation to him. So whatever forms of beings have been come in to this world, they have not caused any change in the Brahman. Brahman has not been affected by any of the changes that's happening in the space. So this is what Brahman is always there, and all the Buddhas, the beings are being formed. They come, they go, but Brahman is always imperishable and is always there. Nityam. So he is always there. Like earth, space is always there. Akasha is always there. Brahman is also always there. So tatra sarvani bhutani. So they all these beings rest in me. Matsthani tyupadharya. They all rest in me. But I am unaffected by any of this, what is happening in this thing. That's what. So the wind carries good and bad order. The wind may carry good and bad order. But Akasha space is not affected by any of these things. So there are people, maybe good people will be there, bad people will be there, but it is not affected. So Brahman is wise and unaffected by these phenomenal things. What's happening in the space. So yatha is Mahaprana, sthito, again sthito, nityam vayu sarvatra, is here vayu is following. So instead of this vayu, we will say is vayu sarvatra go mahan. Is a sandhi is there here. Vayu sarvatra go mahan. When you say with is, you are using the sandhi here. Why? Because it is in a pada. This is one pada, this another pada. In this pada, we are using this sandhi. Vayus sarvatra go, but you must chant this is, not Vayu sarvatra go mahan. Vayus sarvatra go mahan. Yatha tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya. It continue.
Prema Shriram Bhagini.
Yatha kashasthito nityam.
Yatha kashasthito nityam. Yatha kashasthito nityam.
Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
Vayus sarvatra go mahan. Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
Tatha sarvani bhutani.
Tatha sarvani bhutani. Tatha sarvani bhutani.
Matsthani tyupadharaya.
Matsthani tyupadharaya. Matsthani tyupadharaya.
Well channeled.
Mahadaya, in my book, the Tha is not this one, big one. The Upadharaya. It's not Upadharaya. Should I correct it?
Upadharaya only.
No, in my book, it is not Upadharaya, it is Upadharaya.
It is like this only. It's correct only this.
Now, this is correct, right?
Yes, yes.
Then I'll correct in my book.
Yes, yes.
Dhanyavad Mahadaya.
We'll continue this.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Yatha kashasthito nityam.
यथा काशस्थितो नित्यं यथा काशस्थितो नित्यं
Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
वायु सर्वत्र गो महान् वायु सर्वत्र गो महान्
Tatha sarvani bhutani.
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि
Matsthani tyupadharaya.
मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय
Kanchana Shriram Bhagini.
Yatha kashasthito nityam. Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
Kalavati Bhagini. Kalavati Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Yatha kashasthito nityam. Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
Nagamani Bhagini. Nagamani Bhagini. Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान्
Tatha sarvani bhutani. Matsthani tyupadharaya.
तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय
Uttam.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Yatha kashasthito nityam. Vayus sarvatra go mahan.
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं Vayu sarvatra go mahan.
Tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya.
Tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya. Tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya.
Sapna Baldua Bhagini.
Yathakashasthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthani tyupadharaya.
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय.
Varalakshmi Ramesh Bhagini.
यदा काशस्थितो नित्यं यदा काशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् वायुः सर्वत्र गो महान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मस्तानीत्युपधारय मस्तानीत्युपधारय.
You can chant together, ma'am. You are chanting Padabhata.
Yatha nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tada sarvani bhutani mastani tyubataraya.
Bhutani is there. This small na, not murdhana. This murdhana. This is this dental na. This is the ni and ni are different. Bhutani, Sarvani.
Sarvani bhutani mastani tyubataraya. Okay, the ni and ni are kuril. Small.
Yeah, you have to clearly check. Sarvani, Bhutani. Okay. Uttam.
Okay, Mahodaya. Thank you.
Welcome. We'll chant.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Yathakashasthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani mastani tyupadharaya.
Uttam. Well chanted.
Anita Bhagini.
Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya.
सर्वे भूतानि कौन्तेय
Prakriti yanti mamikam.
प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकाम्
Kalpakshaye punastani.
कल्पक्षे पुनस्तानि
Kalpadau visrjamyaham.
कल्पाद्यो विषाज्याम्यहम्. हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna. Dhanyawad. So Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya. All beings, Sarva Bhutani, O Kaunteya, son of Kunti, go Prakriti yanti mamikam. Go into my Prakriti. Go into my Prakriti. That is a lower form of the Brahman. At the end of a Kalpa. We have talked about Kalpa. I generate them again at the beginning of the next Kalpa. So Kalpa, when Brahma, the creator, goes to sleep, it is the end of a Kalpa. We saw Brahma's day, 4 yugas, Chatur yugas, that is 100,000 yugas. And it comes to about, I calculated here, about 436 crore years. 436 crore years is one Chatur yuga. So in that, yes, 436 crore years. And so at the end of that, Brahma goes to sleep. Creator goes to sleep at the end of this Kalpa. That is 1,000 yugas. You have seen that. And yes, then the entire manifestation that he goes into the unmanifest state. goes into the unmanifest state and then remains there dormant. That is in that state, in that state for the next kalpa, that is next 436 crore years. It will be in that, that is Brahma's night. So Brahma's day and Brahma's night. So in that Brahma's night, they are dormant, they are not alive, they are just immobile, and they are this thing. And when he wakes up again at the end of the Brahma's night, when the morning comes, the universe with its multitude beings, again they take manifestation, they come back again. This is an eternal process. This is an eternal process, continues like a cycle, it continues. So sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamika, prakriti yanti. So we say anuswara for by yakara e, prakriti yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punasthani, kalpakshaye punasthani, kalpado visrajamyakam. At the end of a kalpa, they will all be going unmanifested, they will all be dormant, and when the next kalpa starts, Brahma's day starts, they will again come back, or they will be manifested. This is a continuous process, cycle. This is what Bhagavan says here. It continues.
Shri Vidushini Bhagini.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya.
Sarvabhutani kaunteya. Sarvabhutani kaunteya.
Prakriti yanti mamikam.
Prakriti yanti mamikam. Prakriti yanti mamikam.
Kalpakshaye punasthani.
Kalpakshaye punasthani. Kalpakshaye punasthani.
Kalpadau visrajamyaham.
Kalpadau visrajamyaham. Kalpadau visrajamyaham.
Oh, gotcha.
Vivi Supriya Bhagini.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam.
Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrajamyaham.
Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham. Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Kalpadau.
Kalpadau visrujamyaham. Kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Anasuya Bhagini.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam.
Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrajamyaham.
Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham. Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Dhanyawada.
Dhanyawada.
Lakshmi Kiran Bhagini.
Sarva bhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrajamyaham.
Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Hema Bhagini.
Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakriti yanti mamikam. Kalpakshaye punasthani kalpadau visrujamyaham.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sapna Bhagini.
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम्
Illavarasi Bhagini.
Prakritim swamavashtabhya.
Prakritim swamavastabhya. Prakritim swamavastabhya.
Vastabhya.
Vastabhya. Vastabhya.
Vastabhya.
Vastabhya. Yes, ma'am. Prakritim swamavastabhya.
Visrjami punah punaha.
Visarjami punah punaha. Visarjami punah punaha.
Bhutagramamimam kritsnam.
Bhutagramamimam krishnam. Bhutagramamimam krishnam.
Kritsnam.
Kritsnam.
Avasham prakritir vashat.
Avasham prakritir vashat. Avasham prakritir vashat.
Uttam, well done. So, Prakritim Swamavashtabhya, that is animating my Prakriti, that is putting life into my Prakriti. I sent forth. Visrjami means sending forth. So here also we had this Visrjamyakam, sending forth. At the beginning of the next kalpa, again I will be sending back forth all the multitude of beings. So here also Visrjami punah punaha. I send forth, I'll send forth again and again. This punah punaha, again and again send forth. That is using my animating this Prakriti. That is, Prakriti is dormant and it will be animated. It will be put life into it. And Bhutagrama Mimam Krishnam, the multitude of beings, Bhutagrama Mimam Krishnam, all the entire multitude of beings, different kinds of jivas, birds, all kinds of things, and helpless under the regime of Prakriti. Prakriti's nature, because of that, they helplessly come back again to this world. So this is what Bhagavan says. The act of animating the Prakriti takes place at all levels of our existence. So waking up in the morning, all beings and wriggle to shake their slumber and to make their blood circulate, and they make freshen up, they animate themselves. So same thing is happening in the field. In the field, you plow the field to make it more or to all the whatever is there in the soil, the fertilizer or anything is there to make it, plow it, so that make it animate, make it more lively, so that plants can grow in that. And the beast, you take a bullock cart, you with a whip, if you beat the block, it will start moving. So you are making it move. Similarly, a student is shaken up in the class when he's in a slumber or he's not attending, he'll be caught and he'll be the thing. So everything is animated. So infused with animation. So at the beginning of a kalpa, that is when the kalpa is, new kalpa is starting, Prakriti comes from the unmanifest to the manifest. It was dormant, it will come manifest, and being animated by the Purusha, that is the Brahman is animating this Prakriti, and helplessly and spontaneously they come into existence. Because they cannot avoid it. Helplessly, they take birth and they come into existence, even as we helplessly wake up from our sleep. So similarly, we have to get up and we have to be again go through that cycle until we get the liberation. This is what Bhagavan says here. So it is Bhagavan himself who is making us all unmanifest and then making us manifest and making us putting more life into the beings and making them active. So this is what Bhagavan does, and beings, because of their helpless nature, they take birth again and again, and they go through this cycle. They're helpless; they cannot do anything on this. So this is what Bhagavan says here. We'll continue. So here, Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrjami Punaf Punaha. Here there is a Visarga followed by Pa Punaf Punaha. Bhuta Grama Mimang Kritsnam. Anuswara Kakara Ing. Bhuta Grama Mimang Kritsnam. Avasham Prakriter Vashat. You continue.
Vatsala Bhagini.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya. Prakritim Swamavashtabhya.
Visrajami Punaf Punaha.
Visrujami Punah Punaha. Visrujami Punah Punaha.
Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam.
Bodhakramamimam Krishnam. Bodhakramamimam Krishnam. Krishnam.
Kritsnam.
Krishnam. Bodhak Krishnam. Bodhakramamimam Krishnam.
Avasham Prakritir Vashat.
Avasham Prakriti Vashat. Avasham Prakriti Vashat.
Prakritir Vashat. Ir is there. Prakriti. Vashat.
Prakriti Vashat. Prakriti Vashat.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya. Visrajami Punaf Punaha.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya. Visrajami Punah Punaha. Prakritim Swamavashtabhya. Visrajami Punah Punaha.
Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakritir Vashat.
Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakratir Vashat. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakratir Vashat.
Here there is a Ditvam here. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakratir Vashat.
Bhutagramamimam. Bhuta is not Mahaprana.
I didn't say Bhu is Mahaprana. Bhuta. This is Ditvam because it's a Hrasva letter followed by a Samyuktakshara. That's why.
Okay, color not changed for Bhu. That's why.
Yeah, so it is some places it is missed. You have to here also it is not done.
Yes.
Some places it is missed. No problem. We can know. We know it is Mahaprana.
Okay. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakratir Vashat. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakratir Vashat.
Uttam.
Dhanyavad.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrajami Punaf Punaha.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrujami Punah Punaha. Bhutagramamimam Krishnam. Avasham Prakritir Vashat.
Uttam. Well chanted.
Hema Bhagini.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrajami Punaf Punaha. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakritir Vashat.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Vishrajami Punah Punaha. Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam. Avasham Prakritir Vashat.
Uttam. Well chanted.
Lakshmi HS Bhagini.
Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrujami Punah Punaha. Bhutagramamimam Krishnam. Avasham Prakriter Vashat.
Uttam, well chanted.
Vinoda Bhagini.
Nachamantani karmani.
Nachamantani karmani. Nachamantani karmani.
Nibadhnanti dhananjaya.
Nibaghnanti dhananjaya. Nibaghnanti dhananjaya.
Udasinavadasinam.
Udasinavadasinam. Udasinavadasinam.
Asaktanteshu karmasu.
Asaktanteshu karmasu. Asaktanteshu karmasu.
Uttam, Nachaman tani karmani. Nor do these acts, that is this activating, animating beings and all these activities, O Dhananjaya, no, these acts do not bind me. Nibadhnanti namam, nachaman tani karmani, nibadhnanti Dhananjaya. O Dhananjaya, these acts do not bind me. Udasinavadasinam, remain like one unconcerned, unattached to these acts. Teshu karmas, asaktam, unattached, and also unconcerned by these things. Because this is happening on its own, this is happening. This kalpam, closing the kalpa, and then again next kalpa starting, the cycle, it happens. So here, what this thing is given is the very presence of the Brahman itself will make all this happen. Very presence, not do anything. So the very presence of a schoolmaster induces discipline in students. The very presence of a teacher will induce discipline in students. Very presence is sufficient. So likewise, the proximity of Ishvara prevails on Prakriti to carry on her activities of creation, preservation, and destruction. So this is what is happening. Very presence of Ishvara is sufficient for this to happen. So karma is what is happening is all these karmas, that's all happening in the Prakriti only, and it is not affecting the Ishvara. The power of the execution comes from the Ishvara. But who remains unconcerned and unattached to all the activities. Activities of the Prakriti, Ishvara is not, his only presence is there. Very presence itself will make Prakriti to carry out all these activities of creation, preservation, like that. So similarly, a devotee, a sadhaka, in his turn, he has to practice this unconcern and non-attachment to the duty that he discharges. So similar to what Bhagavan Brahman does, that is big presence, the sadhaka has to practice this unconcern and non-attachment to the duty that he discharges. So, and this is the means for his self-emancipation, for self-growth. This is the way of doing things. So whatever happens is by the will of the Lord, and that is merely an instrument in his hand. Bhagavan is there and he is making us do these things. So mukti is ensured for him in this very birth. That's what Sri Ramakrishna says. So everything, Bhagavan is there everywhere, all the time. So we are carrying out activities, his activities we are carrying out, and not without attachment and without any unconcern, we are carrying out the activities. That is all. That's what Brahman is doing, that only. So we can also do the similar thing and get mukti for us. So nachaman tani karmani, man is only man tani, nachaman tani karmani, man tani. Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya, Mahaprana, udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu, Asaktanteshu karmasu. Inta. This becomes inta. Asaktanteshu karmasu. We'll continue.
Pushpa Bhagini.
Nachamantani karmani.
Nachamantani karmani. Nachamantani karmani.
Nibadhranti dhananjaya.
Nibadhyanti dhananjaya. Nibadhyanti dhananjaya.
Nibadhranti.
Nibadhyanti
Dhranti,
dhananjaya.
dhranti. Nibadhranti.
Nibadhyanti.
Dhna, dhna.
Dhyanti.
Na is there. Dhna.
Nibadhyanti.
No. Nibadhranti.
Nibadhyanti. So nibadhyanti.
This is here. This dha is there.
Yes.
And na is there.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
And then
Nibadhyanti.
I am hearing as nibadhyanti. You are telling.
So what is that?
Nibadhnanti. Na dhna.
Dhyanti. Nibadhyanti. Nibadhyanti.
Dhranti.
Dhyanti.
I don't know. I am unable to make it out. Okay. Dhananjaya.
Dhananjaya. Nibadhyanti dhananjaya.
Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Udasinavadasinam saktam teshu karmasu.
Asaktanteshu karmasu.
Saktanteshu karmasu.
Asaktam.
Sir?
Asaktam.
Asakta. Oh, 1 minute. Asakta. Okay. Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Okay.
Nacham. I will try once again,
You
sir.
want to check once again? Okay.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhyanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
So here it is not yet, you not perfected it. This is you have to again work on this. Nibadhananti.
Sir, once again, sir, you tell me that what is that word?
Nibadhananti.
Nibadhanti.
Dhna.
Dhranti. Nibadhanti.
Yes. Okay.
Sir.
Got it.
I'll practice, sir. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Continue.
Lalita Bhagini.
Achamantani karmani nibadhananti dhananjaya.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhnanti dhananjaya. Nachamantani karmani nibadhnanti dhananjaya.
Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu. Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Anasuya Bhagini.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya. Udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu. Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Lakshmi Kiran.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Raghunath Mahodaya.
Nachamantani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktanteshu karmasu.
Sapna Bhagini.
Mayadhyakshena prakritihi.
मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः.
Here there's a ditvam will be there. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi.
मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः. Correct?
Yes. Suyate sacharacharam.
सूयते सचराचरम् सूयते सचराचरम्
Hetunanena kaunteya.
हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय. Hello.
Yes, chant. Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय.
Jagat viparivartate.
जगत् विपरिवर्तते जगत् विपरिवर्तते.
So mayadhyakshena prakritihi. Prakriti, that is because of my proximity, my nearness, prakriti produces all this. Suyate sacharacharam. Chara and chara, that is movable and immovable. It is the moving and the unmoving produce, because prakriti is producing all this. Under my supervision, mayadhyakshena, because of my proximity, the prakriti is producing all this moving and unmoving, all this world, and therefore revolves also, and the world therefore revolves, O son of Kunti. Revolves means it goes in cycle. So hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate, that is, it revolves. So here the relationship between the active prakriti and Ishvara, the actionless stimulator, that is, he is the overseer and he is the supervisor, is difficult to understand. But here this stanza, in the seventh stanza, we have said, I generate them again and again. The seventh stanza, we have seen seventh stanza. Again kalpakshaye, they go unmanifest, and then kalpado, again they come again. So here he is doing that, and I generate them again and again at the next kalpa. Next kalpa they come back again. So prakriti is here only an instrument in his hands. Prakriti is just doing what the Bhagavan, Ishvara is, Ishvara's presence. Prakriti is doing all these things. So he animates, he makes the prakriti animate the beings and proceed, and then Lord is just a witness, unconcerned and unattached. Prakriti is doing all the work, and Ishvara is just supervising. So it is like the creative forces of the sunbeams owing to their potentiality to the sun himself. The sun is always there, but the rays from the sun comes and it is doing all the work. Sun is there and the rays are coming and the rays produce all the work. So Adhyaksha is who is presiding over a proceeding to keep an alert eye on it. Ishvara is in that position. That's a Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. So in his presence, everything in the regime of Prakriti goes on well. Prakriti does everything in his presence. So he is therefore the actionless Almighty. Actionless Almighty. He is ever unconcerned and unattached, and Prakriti is doing all the work. This is what Bhagavan says here. So Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. Here there's a Dvitvam, because the Hraswa followed by a Samyutakshara. So Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam Yetunanena Kaunteya Jagadvipari Vartate. Jagadvipari Vartate. We'll continue. Oh, it is time. It is time. Okay, we'll continue this tomorrow. As it is already time here, we'll conclude with the Shanti Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. धन्यवादः. पुनर्मिलामः. राम राम राम.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवादः
महोदय.
महोदय. राम राम राम.
धन्यवाद महोदय.
राम राम
धन्यवाद
महोदय.
सर. राम राम राम.
धन्यवाद भगिनी.
शुभ दिनम्.
धन्यवादः महोदय. राधे राधे.
राधे.